What's up, everybody? This is Jose Gagnon, the random guy 75, here again today. And we are now on episode 21 of season 3, Everything Wrong with Thomas the Train Commentaries. Escape is the name of this episode. Like I said, we'll be meeting Oliver, who is the new train character that's going to get introduced into this episode. And we're going to get things rolling right away. You already know that things go here. So we're going to keep them going, keep it rollins all the days and all the nights. And we're going to get things started right away. You already know how we do the things here on this channel. Yeah. Woo! Yeah, man! And basically, just one little quick thing. Edward's whistle is like little crooked. He should probably go to get it fixed.
Edward was talking to Trevor when Douglas steamed by. He was pulling a train of heavy coal trucks. "Come on, Edward. Stop gossiping in the sun when there's work to be done." Later, Edward spoke to Douglas. "Trevor and I are old friends, and you and he have a lot in common too." "Och, aye," quizzed Douglas. "And what'd that be?" "Scrap," said Edward quietly. Douglas gasped. "Don't mention that word. It makes my wheels wobble." "It does the same to Trevor," replied Edward. "He was being sent to the scrapyard, but the vicar and I saved him. And now he's really useful again. Even so, the Fat Controller certainly does need another steam engine here." "Aye, and quickly," sighed Douglas.
It's pretty crazy, you know, like how whenever the trains hear scrap, it just makes them, you know, like it like makes them like, you know, like get nervous and worried and anxious, kind of like, you know, with people, you know how like us, they just you know, they get real nervous and anxious and upset whenever they hear the word killing. So that's, you know, the same thing for trains, how whenever they hear the word scrap, it like gets them all nervous and upset. Because, you know, scrap is something that none of them wants to ever have to happen to them in life, because they want to try to be as, you know, hang around for as much as they can and just try to, you know, enjoy their lives. Even though they're trains, you know, they can still enjoy their lives, because since they have, you know, faces and emotions just like humans, so they want to try to, you know, enjoy themselves on the railway as much as they possibly can. You know, just hearing that word, it just like triggers them, and it makes them get like, you know, all anxious and worried and nervous pretty much.
That night, Douglas was still working. He had taken the midnight goods train to a station at a faraway part of the island where only the diesels work.
And that's another thing too, like about the diesels themselves, because every time they see a diesel, they associate the diesels with scrap, because, you know, the diesels are always bragging about saying how they're a lot more better than the trains, the steam engines. So they're always, you know, getting pissed or nervous whenever they see a diesel, because they always associate the word scrap with diesels. Because since the diesels are always trying, you know, to, you know, say messed up, crazy junk about the trains themselves. So they, you know, they try to, you know, stay away from the diesels, because they don't want to hear about that crazy nonsense that the diesels have to say to them. Because, you know, like I said, it makes them nervous and anxious and upset. So they just try to hang around with their other train friends, because that's what makes them super happy in their lives. Even though the trains, you know, all the steam engines themselves, they love doing messed up craziness to each other as well. But not as bad as what the diesels would do to a steam engine, pretty much.
He was just shunting, ready for his return journey, when... "That sounds like a steam engine," he thought. The hiss came again. "Who's there?" asked Douglas. A whisper came. "Are you a Fat Controller's engine?" "I am proud Thank goodness. I'm Oliver, and I'm with my brake van told we've run out of coal and have no more steam. But what are you doing? Escaping? From what? Scrap. Douglas shivered. Then he remembered Edward's story about saving Trevor. I'll be glad to help you, he said. It'll have to look as if you're ready for scrap, and I'm taking you away. The drivers and firemen agreed to help too. Everyone worked fast. No time to turn around, panted Douglas. I'll run tender first. Come on. But before they could clear the station, they were stopped. Aha! Exclaimed the foreman. A Great Western engine and a brake van too. You can't take these. Ah, but they're all for us, said Douglas's driver. See for yourself. The foreman looked all over Oliver.
I'm surprised that Douglas's driver, like whatever they did, to convince the foreman about letting them take Oliver with them. Like, I'm surprised it actually worked. Because, usually, whenever you try to, explain something or just, try to come up with a clever plan to basically, do something that that's not right, but it kind of is. Especially with like a big, person, or a person that's in charge, basically. Like trying to explain something to them or trying to make them understand about something. Like, it's kind of hard for them to fall for it, pretty much, if you know what I mean. So like, this, just whatever they did, I don't really even know what they did, but they're just like, just see for yourself. Like, I'm surprised it worked, pretty much. It's just pretty crazy, man. Super duper craziness. But they're basically gonna let, Oliver go along with Douglas. Because of the special plan they did, pretty much. So now Oliver's going to be able to, look forward to having, some more good times in his life, pretty much. Like some more things to look forward to, so that way he won't get, scrapped. Because since he's going to be saved, pretty much. So he had a lucky breakthrough, pretty much, just now being saved by Douglas. Because if Douglas didn't show up, he would have probably been at that scrapyard still. So he had a big lucky breakthrough pretty much right now. He had a big lucky breakthrough.
Seems in order. Right, away, guard. That was a neat thing, puffed Douglas. We've had worse, smiled Oliver, and they forged ahead. It was daylight when their journey ended. We're home, cried Douglas. Shh, said his driver. There are the works. We'll find a place for Oliver. Oliver said goodbye and thank you, and Douglas puffed away. The next day, Douglas told the other engines all about Oliver. The Fat Controller will have to know, said James. Douglas should tell him at once, added Gordon. Well, here he is, said a voice. Now, what's this all about? Beg pardon, sir, but we do need another engine. Yes, sir, ventured Gordon. A steam engine, sir. I'm afraid that unless one is saved from scrap, there's little hope. But, sir, burst out Douglas, one has...
And somehow Sir Topham Hatt already knew about it, so I don't know how maybe like Douglas's driver and fireman went up to him and told him about it, but it's just really surprising how he basically like already knew that Oliver got saved from scrap somehow. Like I said, it was probably Douglas's driver and fireman that told him about it when they arrived, I guess. Like the news things about things, that the news, like the amazing news that everyone wants to hear, always like gets to the people right away, super fast somehow, and I just don't really understand that, like how the news just gets to the, to whoever's trying to figure out what's going on, like they already know about it right away. It's just pretty crazy, super duper crazy, man. But now we got the amazing new character, well, two actually, because Toad, even though Toad doesn't really like speak at all in this season, he actually doesn't really talk until season 4. But they introduced him in this season with Oliver.
Yes, indeed. And thanks to you, Douglas, he is now at our works. Oliver is just what we need for Duck's branch line. Everyone cheered. Now Oliver and Toad are mended and painted in full Great Western colours. Duck and Oliver are happy on their branch line. The others laughed at first and called it the Little Western. Duck and Oliver were delighted, and so the Little Western it will.
So that was episode 21, Escape. Hope you all enjoy. And like I said, we just got 4 more episodes left to do the Thomas the Train commentaries for. So get the greatness, have the happy times. We will see you all next time, and enjoy the life as much as you can. Yeah, yeah.